This week we've got a Wake Forest team that offensively impressed with quite a number of guys that they have. Their quarterback, Tanner Price, outstanding quarterback, sees the field really well, manages the game for them, good athlete. And then you have Chris Gibbons, number 2, wide receiver, good player, got very good speed. Also, Michael Campanero, who's a local guy, playing really well for him. And then also the running back, Brandon Pendergrass, is a very good back with good speed and good quickness. They've done some, very multiple offensively in terms of what they do. And then defensively, they're a 3-4 team. Been impressed with their nose guard, number 50. And then also number 97, outside linebacker, Kyle Wilbur. Very active on defense, like to give you a lot of different looks. Good skilled guys in terms of the special teams. So, we got a tremendous challenge in our hand as we go down to Winston-Salem on Friday to play on Saturday afternoon.
Coach, just a quick question on Danny. Has anything changed since you last spoke on Sunday about how he was surgery? What is the expectation for him for spring ball?
From what I was told by the doctors at this point in time, that surgery was not something because of the injury, that they didn't feel was appropriate at this time. They think that doing their research and talking that it's one of those things that it's a cast for 12 weeks and they'll continually x-ray it to see how the healing process is going. And again, if it's not healing correctly, then there could be a possible situation where they might have to do something. But they took this course of action, and what they had told me that it would be a really like a 12-week situation, and then they would go from there. So other than that, I really don't know anything more than being like 12 weeks and then what happens after that.
Coach, what has Danny told you about his excitement level for next year, and how do you feel about with C.J. Brown going forward these next 2 weeks?
Well, Danny, of course, is disappointed, in terms of what took place. He's still in quite a bit of pain, right now, but getting better. And again, he wants to try to do everything that he possibly can. We can't, the doctors won't allow him to travel to the game. He wants to go and help and do whatever he can to help his teammates win. And but we're not, because of the doctor's orders, we're not going to be able to take him. CJ, I feel good about CJ. I feel good about CJ leading our football team these last 2 weeks. I hope that nothing happens to him. But CJ is eager. He's ready. He's excited about going out and being able to be the quarterback and hopefully lead the team to victory.
Coach, does the game plan change with CJ, and do you expect him to be in full-time, full-blown starter, or might there be more QB rotation? Obviously, Danny being out, does that change?
Do you have any suggestions of who the other quarterbacks we would have to rotate in there? Because the last I looked, I'm not too sure if we have anybody after after CJ. The game plan, our game plan will be, what it'll be in terms of his abilities and, the things that we see out of Wake Forest on defense. So we're not going to try to go and reinvent a wheel. So, CJ started for us. That's the thing. He started for us and he's been productive for us. So, that's not going to change. Really what we have is we have 2 quarterbacks besides CJ. We have Tony Logan, and we have Troy Jones. So, we'll work both of those guys this week and see, where that takes us, by the end of the week. And we go into the game, and, right now I don't know, really who the backup would be, if it would be Troy or if it would be Tony. So again, we're just trying to cover all bases and all scenarios, and hopefully, like I said, nothing happens.
Coach, with the rash of injuries this fall on both sides of the ball, just talk about what that has done to just with the weekly preparation, what that saps from.
It's been tough. It's been tough. When you lose, 7 starters, potential starters on defense, and getting guys in there, you lose the continuity. You lose any of that cohesiveness that you'd like to be able to have with guys being in there. We're hoping that Alex Klein plays this week because he got injured. But again, the mantra and what we have to have is that who's ever the backup's just got to be ready to go and go in there and play. And fortunately, we've had guys that have been able to do that. But we just have to keep going. And the thing is, it's unfortunate because really, the injuries that we had, it's not because of they're just kind of freak things. It's not because of strength or conditioning or anything like that. It's just those unfortunate things that happen that you can't control. Again, it's just hard when you got to keep putting different guys in there. Now that the guy that you're usually working with isn't there, and the communication is different. The feel for it is a little bit different. But again, that's part of the game, and you deal with it.
Coach, the President's Commission report came out last night. The recommendation of basically eliminating 8 teams from the athletic department. What are your thoughts on those findings?
Well, my thoughts on that is it's tough when people have to look at things and be able to make decisions. But I know this is that here within the athletic department, we're all in this together, and we're going to work as a team to get through it. And I have great confidence in our leadership in terms of Kevin Anderson and Dr. Lowe to make those decisions that they have to. But again, it's one of those things that again there's coaches there, there's student athletes there, and it's tough. And I'll do whatever I can to help them along in terms of whatever decisions that they have to make.
Randy, along those lines, any financial issues certainly predate your arrival here, but I was wondering what responsibility do you feel, if any, for Maryland football to generate the sort of profit to help those non-revenue sports?
Well, I think that what we have to do is we can't control any of those things. What we have to do, and my focus and concern is getting our kids ready to play the best they can each and every week. And again, what has to happen is everything's a team, in my opinion. We all just have to do as much as we can to support each other, to help each other, and that's what you try to do, and that's what we're going to continue to do. Everybody knows that the 2 sports that can produce the most revenue are football and men's basketball, and that's everywhere in the country. But all we can do as coaches and student athletes is just do our best and go out and prepare and get ourselves in that position, because again, it all revolves around the team atmosphere and the team, everybody within the team doing everything we can to help each other.
I mean, when you're in a situation like you are right now, and you're fighting for wins, and you want these last, you want your team to play as well as they can the last 2 games, you have a chance to stop a team at least from being bowl eligible right now. Is there any talk about that during the week? And use that as kind of a motivation to get ready to play this week?
Well, there's all types of things that you use, and that's one of the things you can do. We can be a spoiler, and again, we can be a spoiler, and we can end up, making sure that we're doing what we want to do, and that's to get a win. So, as a coach, each week you're looking at different things you can use to motivate your guys. But the bottom line is, all that is there, but you still got to go out play the game and you got to execute and all those sort of things. And to me, the bottom line is each and every week we got to go out and work to play the best we can each and every Saturday, each and every play. Yeah, there's other factors there, but it still comes down to us going out and executing and doing the things that we need to do to, help ourselves win.
Coach, going back to the commission's report, at one point they say there's an expectation for football to be nationally competitive by 2013. I mean, obviously, I'm sure that's your hope as well. But do you feel any added pressure from the athletics department considering these revenue issues?
No, I don't feel any added pressure. Again, I'm going to get up each and every day and come to work and do the best that I can to help, this university achieve the goals that it wants to achieve. And I'm responsible for football, and all I want to be able to do is achieve for my kids to be the best they can in the classroom, to be the best that they can on the field, and to be the best they can as people. And that charge is never going to change. And again, I know that's all going to happen, and we'll get this program where I want it to get, and where we want it to be from a aspect of where it needs to fit in within the small scheme of what this whole university represents.
Randy, with CJ now at quarterback, is it conceivable that if he has a strong final 2 weeks, that he could enter spring as the clear number one, or do you anticipate he and Danny being at the top as they have on the depth chart the last few weeks regardless?
Well, what'll end up happening is what I've always done. Once the season gets over, I'll sit down and we as coaches will sit down and dissect the season and look at everything, and then we'll make decisions as we go from there. But again, I think that's a little bit too premature to answer at this time, because again, we'll sit down and take a whole look at the whole season and where we are and what's going on, and we've got plenty of time to do that, and that's something that we'll do.
You've been doing this for a while. There are a lot of things that you have dealt with. I'm wondering if between injuries, things like drop passes, which seems to sort of leap up every week, if you feel like this season is unique in your experience in terms of those sorts of things, or things going badly, or so far different from what you expected?
It's really, life is normal. This is just normal for a coach. All these things to happen. Sometimes, John, it's some years don't go the way you'd like to, and there's more things that crop up. Injuries. Some years you're fortunate, you're lucky. I mean, really, with injuries, it's luck. To me, some years you're lucky, some you're not, and then other situations come up that you say, wow, you didn't anticipate that, happening. But what you do is you just deal with it and you go on. And again, I know it's cliche-ish, but hey, I just try to worry about the things we can control, and you try to anticipate things that you might see, and you try to get out ahead of the curve. But sometimes there's things that come upon you that you didn't expect or you didn't anticipate.